Anaximenes, a prominent figure in early Greek philosophy, is known for his belief that the ultimate reality, or arche, is air. This belief is a departure from the views of his predecessors Thales and Anaximander, who also sought to identify the fundamental substance of the universe. Anaximenes' theory of air as the arche is an intriguing and thought-provoking concept that has sparked much discussion and debate among scholars and philosophers. Anaximenes' theory is based on his observations and understanding of the natural world. He believed that everything in the universe is composed of air, which he considered to be a vital and life-giving force. In his view, air is the primary substance from which all other elements are derived. Anaximenes described several basic elements that he considered to be manifestations of air, organizing them from least dense to most dense: fire, air, wind, clouds, water, earth, and stones. The idea that air is the fundamental substance of the universe raises a number of questions and challenges. One of the key issues is the nature of air itself. Anaximenes' concept of air as the arche is quite different from our modern understanding of the element. Today, we know that air is a mixture of gases, primarily nitrogen and oxygen, with traces of other elements. It is not a singular, homogeneous substance, as Anaximenes believed. This raises the question of how Anaximenes arrived at his theory and what evidence or reasoning he used to support it. Anaximenes' theory also raises questions about the relationship between air and the other elements that he identified. How does he explain the differences and interactions between fire, water, and earth, if they are all ultimately derived from air? Anaximenes' ideas about the transformations and manifestations of air are not fully articulated in the surviving fragments of his work, leaving scholars to speculate and interpret his views. Another challenge to Anaximenes' theory is the issue of density. He arranged the basic elements in a hierarchy based on their density, with air as the intermediary between fire and water. This raises questions about how Anaximenes understood and measured density, and how he determined the relative densities of these elements. It also raises questions about how he accounted for the diversity of substances and materials in the natural world, which do not neatly fit into his hierarchy. Despite these challenges, Anaximenes' theory of air as the arche has been the subject of much discussion and interpretation. Some scholars have sought to understand his theory in the context of his broader philosophical framework, which included ideas about the nature of change and motion, the relationship between the finite and the infinite, and the role of perception and sensation in understanding the world. Others have explored the implications of his theory for later developments in Greek philosophy and science. Anaximenes' theory of air as the arche also raises questions about the broader significance of his ideas. How does his theory fit into the larger history of Greek philosophy, and what influence did it have on subsequent thinkers? How does it compare to other theories of the fundamental substance, such as Thales' belief that water is the arche, or Anaximander's belief in the indefinite or boundless?